Namaste children. So children, today we'll start as we have completed the syllabus, all of you know very well. In my interactive classes also I've told you that we have completed all the chapters. So we will start with the revision of first chapter. In economics we have already revised the first chapter, that is story of village Palampur. So today we will revise the first chapter of civics, and the name of the chapter is democracy. I have taught you this chapter, and this democracy, this is nothing new to you. This topic you are studying from class 7th or class 6th, isn't it? So today we'll just revise the points which we have discussed in the previous videos. First, all of you must be aware of meaning of the term democracy. Democracy means democracy is a form of government in which representatives elected by common people, they rule the country, isn't it? And the process through which the people are elected, that process is known as election. And the people who give the vote in our country, universal adult franchise is there. That means any individual, any person who has completed the age of 18 years, irrespective of caste, creed, color, they can give the vote. And this is known as universal adult franchise. So any government which is elected by the common people, it is known as democratic government. So in this chapter we are going to study about what is democracy, and then we'll study about what are the features of democracy, isn't it? We'll discuss some of the features. Already I've discussed it, so we'll just do a short revision, and then we'll discuss about the merits and demerits. That means points in favor of democracy and point against democracy. That why democratic government is known as the best government. But today we will start with the features of democracy. So the first feature that we discussed is representatives elected by people. They take decisions in democratic form of government, isn't it? Representative means in our country mostly you see that our Prime Minister, other Council of Ministers, those who are elected by people, they take the decisions. And to explain this feature, I had given you example of Pakistan, isn't it? In Pakistan, I gave you that how General Pervez Musharraf, he did a military coup in Pakistan, and after that he announced himself as the president of Pakistan, and after that he started taking all the decisions. But you see that in Pakistan they can never claim that they are democratic, because the decisions are not taken by the elected leader. Decisions are taken by a military ruler who did not come to power by election, but he came to power by military rule, isn't it? We discussed about, so this is the first feature, that is the leaders, those who are elected, major decisions are taken by the representatives elected by common people. Then we discussed that elections are essential in democracy, but that election should be fair election. If election is held but election is not fair, then democracy is meaningless. And in that I gave you example of Mexico. What happened in Mexico? In Mexico, a party named PRI, the full form is Institutional Revolutionary Party. This party ruled for many years, and it claimed that they are democratic party and democratic country. Mexico said that they are democratic country. But this party won continuously for many years. Only this party ruled Mexico. Then you should think that what was the reason behind that? In Mexico, the PRI party, they did not allow opposition party to campaign. The media, the press, they always praised about the PRI party. Negative points of the ruling party was never shown. And I also told you while teaching that the worst part was Teachers of the government school, they said to the children that you force your parents to give vote to only PRI party, isn't it? So all these dirty tricks were practiced by PRI party in Mexico, and that's why it ruled for Mexico for many years. So children, can you say that Mexico is a democratic country? So a country to be democratic, elections should be there, but that elections should be held in a fair way, so that opposition party also gets equal chance to campaign, to say what they will do if they will win the election. They should also share the views with the people, where opposition parties' views are not allowed to be shared. They are not allowed, they are just disturbed. They cannot say that they are democratic countries. So along with elections, fair elections are very essential. I also gave you example of China. China can also never claim that it is a democratic country, because elections are held but only Communist party is allowed to contest that election. Only one party stands in election, and only one person, he continues to be head of the country. So China can also never say that it is a democratic country. So a country to be democratic country, election should be held regularly and election should be held in a fair way, isn't it? So we have discussed all this, some of the features of democracy, that fair elections are essential. Then one more important feature is one person, one vote, one value. In democracy, voting is there. We discussed about universal adult franchise. A rich to a poor person, everyone's vote has got one value. It should not be so that if Ambani brothers go and give vote, their vote should not be given more value. Or if a beggar gives vote, it should not be so that as he is beggar, as he is not rich, his vote has no value. No. In democracy, either you are rich or poor, either you are just powerful or weak, your vote has got one value. So one person, one vote, one value. This is also very important feature of democracy. In democracy, one vote should have only one value. Then one more important feature of democracy is dignity of individual is protected only in democratic form of government. Individual or citizens of the country are given proper respect only in democracy. As you know that in democratic country, mostly fundamental rights are given. People are given equal importance. And to explain this, example of Zimbabwe is given in your book. In Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe, he continued to rule Zimbabwe for many years because he contributed in freedom movement of Zimbabwe. And due to his efforts, Zimbabwe got independence from the rule of the whites, and that's why he said that as he has contributed for the independence of the nation, he should continue to rule the country for many years. And this thing only happened when he became the head of the country. He did not allow any opposition party to campaign, to just contest election. He said that I will rule the country for regularly, continuously. And he did not give importance to any individual. He did not allow media and press to speak against him. Even the judges of Zimbabwe were pressurized. They were not allowed to give any judgment, any verdict against Robert Mugabe. That means that he took advantage of his popularity. It is not so that if you are popular, then you should exploit the people of the country. You should not give respect to the people of the country. Giving proper respect to people is very important in democracy, and this thing is only happening. Today you see in most of the country where dictatorship is there, military rule is there, people of the country are just treated like animals. They are not being given any respect. They don't have any dignity, isn't it? So this type of dignity, this type of importance is only being given in democratic country. So this is also one of the feature of democracy. So I have discussed all these features in my previous classes, and just now today also we have revised it. So a separate question comes in your exam, that define democracy and discuss its features. So children, If this question comes in your exam, first you have to write definition, then you have to write about universal adult franchise, then one by one. See, if you will just mention features, you will not get good marks. That means you will get, if the question is of 5 marks, you will get only 2 marks. You have to explain each and every feature with example which I have given you today also, and you see my previous videos. In that I have explained each and every example in detail. So to get good marks in this question, you have to define democracy and you have to discuss each and every feature, okay, by giving example. So this question is very important. Define democracy and discuss its feature. And in my next class, we'll discuss about what is democracy and what are its merits and demerits. But before that, I will just give you some questions which you have to write as a homework. So my first question, just take out your books and note down. My first question is, define democracy. This question can come for 1 marks. Then all of you have written. Now my next question is, mention and discuss the features of democracy. In that you have to explain each and every feature. Then this question can also come, what is PRI party, and discuss its dirty tricks played to win election. Then this type of question can also come, that who was the popular leader of Zimbabwe who led the freedom movement? The answer just now I explained you. The answer is Robert Mugabe. Then the question can also come separately, that one person, one vote, one value. Discuss this statement. See, separately this type of question can also come. In this you have to just explain only that feature because it can come for 3 marks. Then a separate question like, democracy just protects the dignity of the citizen. Give importance to each and every citizen. See, in this one line is very important. In democracy, people are treated as citizens, not as subjects. And while teaching you, I explained you difference between citizens and subjects. I think all of you know very well. Citizens means people of the country, those who are having all their rights or fundamental rights, and subjects means people of the country, those who are treated as subordinates, those who don't have any rights. So in democracy, people are treated as citizens, not as subjects. This point, question can come from this point also. So separately also question can come to discuss each and every feature. If it comes separately, it will come for 3 marks. And if the full question will come, it will come, define democracy and discuss its features. And many a times I see that mostly the students, they just mention the features and then come that, why ma'am you have not given full marks. It should not be so. If you will mention it in final exam also, in any exam, you will only get 1.5 marks. But for getting full marks or good marks, you have to explain each and every feature with the example given in your book. Okay. So I have just discussed the list of questions also. We have discussed meaning of democracy, features of democracy. And in my next class, we will discuss merits and demerits of democracy. Okay. Thank you, children.